Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jan. Gonna be doing a low tip on the sides and back, texturing the top. So yeah, let's get right to it. I'll probably just start with shear work. I'll just section it and then just start straight clipper work. So right now what I'm doing is just wetting the hair a little bit, not too much. Just to make sure the section is a little bit more clean to get that the shape going. So I use a little bit of DFS formula, not too much. It's just to get the hair from the top to the bottom, a little section out. Since I don't use guards, you know, I try to skip a little bit of steps. When you're doing this type of shear work, you want to be kind of clean and detailed, because if not, you'll probably cut too much off. All right, so what I like to do, I like to start by the ear, since this is like very bulky, just to clear it up. It's just like a rough draft, nothing too serious. Clearing some of the bulk by the ear. Since we are doing a low taper, gotta be kind of careful in those areas, not to cut too much. Another thing, don't keep the C-cups too dark. Bring them down just a little bit. When you're not using guards, you have to angle your clipper in a way where the teeth won't catch too much hair. Because if I dig too much in, it might chop too much off. And you gotta be careful. And when I'm cutting hair, I just go with the flow. I don't really have many steps. Like I said, since I don't use guards, I skip a lot of them. So just gotta make sure I do that. Just to start shaping my C-cups and the line behind the ear, just to see how it's gonna start looking, you know, before I start fading. You know, just give yourself a rough draft. I can even come with the trimmer and clipper over comb that. Just make sure he has enough weight on the sides where when he styles it, it's not an undercut, or it looks like an undercut. Lever open. Make sure my blade is a taper blade and it's stretched out enough where it could become like a half. So lever open. Just start from the very bottom. Make sure not to dig too much and just start freehanding it. Make sure you're using the corners if you're gonna be doing this, because if I were to come like full blade on, man, I'd probably swipe too much off. That's enough just to clear out the bulk. And then always got to keep a clean surface. Make sure it's a clean canvas so you can set your guides a little easier. Yeah. So this is the first guideline for the, I guess, to fade out the beard, and then this is the second one for the taper. And just come in with your shaver, whatever shaver you use. And the reason I have the cord is just to give it more power so it doesn't pull. So now I'm using a fade blade. Come in lever open. I came over here to Tampa from Houston just to work for the team, you know, the headlines team. The first time I ever saw Baggio's videos was in 6th grade, 7th grade. I found Baggio first. That was back in middle school, man. I had no idea I was gonna be a barber. I had no idea I was gonna be working next to him. I had no idea. I used to always watch him and 360 Jeezy. Started watching them just for entertainment. As time went on, I was getting more and more interested into becoming a barber. So the first time I picked up some clippers was March of my senior year in high school. Cutting some buddies. I remember my first one was a high taper on an African friend. Shout out Pedro. At that time, I thought it was a good haircut. It was not a good haircut. I had so much to learn, but yeah, I just had that drive to pick up some clippers and to not be scared. So when I picked up some clippers, man, everybody in my class, everybody in my grade would be like, yo bro, you starting to become a barber? And like slowly and surely, yeah, I started building like that. 2 to 3 days later after graduating high school, I decided to get into barber school. So while everybody was, you know, enjoying their graduation, I was already at school again. It was very hard because I would always go on Metro after school. Man, I used to suck, because there was always the less fortunate getting in those buses. It was always hard. I remember one time I was on my way home and these two men, they're walking around the whole bus just asking for money. And when they came to me, I told them, I'm sorry man, I don't have no money. And one of the guys, he got upset and he actually swung at me on my way home. So, you know, I had to defend myself. I left that bus and I had to take the next one coming. But yeah, it was very hard. In barber school, after high school, it was very hard. Graduated barber school, started working. The first barbershop I ever worked at was at a Shaving Grace. I liked it, making a good amount of money, but the principles of the barbershop, the principles of the owner, they weren't the best. After that, I left, and then that's when I bought the mentorship, the 6-figure barber mentorship. I bought it and I started working from home. That only lasted a month because of personal issues with my stepfather. But after that, I worked at another barbershop for about a month and a half, and that's when I got the offer. And once I got the offer, man, but I think it was by AJ, he texted me, or Nate who called me. I heard that, I was in the gym at that time. I was just working out, man. I heard that and I started crying. I was like, I'm one step closer, I'm one step closer. And that's what led me to come to Tampa. For new beginnings, for a better future, not for me, but for my people, for my mom, especially her, because she's struggled so much in her life. And I just want to get her, to a better situation before she leaves me, before she passes, She's one of the reasons why I came over here. She's my why, if you ask me. She's my why because she's struggled so much and I've been through all of that. So I just want to help her out as much as I can. Yeah, again, just be careful with your clipper. Don't angle it too much in, just pull it out just a little bit. Don't show too much teeth, just to keep that bulk. Starting to create my shape already with no guards, nothing. No real system, but the best system that there is definitely the DFS formula. That's the best system in my opinion. The easiest way to blend from bottom to top and to connect those two together. So here, just the same thing as the other side, just sectioning it. Hair dry, so you just gotta damp it a little bit more. I hate cutting wet hair or people who come all sweaty. The drier the canvas, I think is better, in my opinion. Some people like cutting hair while it's wet, I don't. Yeah, just clip over comb, same thing. Just don't dig too much in. Hair cutting is not that hard. You can do a lot of steps, different steps. It'll all give you the same result. Of course, if you use your shears, it'll be more precise. It'll be more sharp. I guess you could say more clean. But that's where you come in with your shears after your clip over comb. That it could make everything blend so much better. Over here, I've been getting a lot of people, almost one time every day, I get somebody in my chair who's either saved or not saved, just talking about the Word of God. It's been going on like that for like the past month and a half, just Christian people or saved people or unsaved people that just been coming to my chair. A lot of people from my church have been coming too. Actually, my youth pastor, my mentor, he's been coming. He came actually. I just do it for a better tomorrow, a better purpose, a bigger reason than money. And I think if you could get out of my chair saved, or at least if you could hear the Word of God, just for like 20 seconds, and hopefully that could change your perspective about life. Maybe it could influence you to turn your life away from all the evil, the stuff that you do. That's been working. Walk-ins are very important, just to build your clientele. If it's slow, walk-ins might come in, or if it's even slower than that, just go hold that sign for an hour or two. Go give out free haircuts, free haircut cards, just to promote yourself, just so people know that you cut hair in this location. That will help out a lot. Your product has to be good enough. Your haircuts have to be good enough. If not, people won't come back. And the overall experience that people have in your chair. And that's why I try to easily bring in God into the conversation so people feel like they're being listened to and not just getting a haircut. I think that helps out a lot. So yeah, what I'm just doing is just lever open again. Like I said, I don't use guards, so just lever open, just freehanding it, just getting rid of that guideline right there, and raising the taper a little bit higher just so it doesn't look too weird and not too low. This is considered like my no guard system, Just willy-nilly it, Let's see how it goes the first couple of times. You get too used to a system, and then cutting hair just becomes a job. And cutting hair, being a barber, was never a job. You're changing people's lives one haircut at a time, So if you could switch your systems, you could buy colorful clippers like this all the time. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you wanting to be ambitious in cutting hair every day, It keeps you, rejuvenated, so you don't burn out, I guess you could say. It's fun. It's a challenge, and if you have a challenge every day, that means you're growing. So I think that's very important too. Another reason why I came over here was because of Baggio. Not because of what he did for the industry, not because of how much money he's made. Although that's very good, I give him all the props, because I say he's the face of barbering, but his morals, they were always great. I know when he started off, he didn't bring them up as much, but now that he's getting older and more wiser, he's been bringing up his morals, and he's expressing it more, and that gives you more of a connection. So when he started doing that, I think this was like back in 2022. I had met him back in Houston the year after, 2023, and I told him, it was down in Houston. I told him, I was like, if I ever get a shot, man, I'll go work for you. And I didn't tell him why, but it was because of that, because of his morals, because of who he is as a person. You know, he helps out everybody, you know, whether you need a little bit of help or a lot of help, he'll try to help you as much as he can. He's the person who will think about himself last, you know. This could show you what no guards could do. Not even trying, and it was just coming out blurry. But it comes with investing in yourself and learning. Shout out to Bree Bossa though, because that's why I started doing the no guards, because of him. When you start being an old head, being an unk is what we call it, you'll be outdated, bro. And a barber comes in here 22, hungry, he's never really made money before, and he has a new stuff, and he can relate to the person who just walked into the door. They'll build more clientele faster than you know. So you always have to be up to date with what you do as a barber. So a lot of old heads, they don't use social media. Why? No reason. I don't know. That's just the way they were brought up. That's the way they started in their barber career. But if you're not up to date, you're going to get left behind. That's just how it is.
I first came here because I was suggested by my cousin. And then I came here. It was just different because, like, he's the first barber I had that was, like, around my age group. So I just felt like I related with him a lot more. So it was more appealing to just keep coming back to him.
Oh, yeah.
He just makes it a lot easier to, like, have a conversation with. Like, he'll ask questions actively, you know. It's easy to talk to him.
That's what I'm saying. Again, the importance of a service is not the haircut, is how you make the person feel in your chair. That will always make them come back. Just doing the same clip over comb, lever close, just to debulk a little bit. This would be considered like a 3. But the way I'm angling it, the way I'm doing the clip over comb, that'd be like a 3. This would be like a 1.5. Set another ball guideline, fade the little beard part out, open, close, use your corner. And here just, I guess you could close it, doesn't really matter. Knock out that line, using the corner, halfway, open. Make sure you're scooping out, not too much. Halfway, close, and then boom, you get the big boy, which is your taper blade, and then you just fade the rest out. It's all lever open. Halfway, and then close if you have to, and then just brush it off, and then just line it up again. Just do what you gotta do so it can, so it can look crispy. Actually, the hardest part about barbering is not cutting hair. It's who you are as a person, how you make them feel. If you're not a good people person, I mean, yeah, you could be lucky and make a couple dollars, but long term, that won't last long. And the best way to do that is to believe in something bigger than you, something bigger than this world. Whatever beliefs you have, that's up to you, but believing in something bigger than you, something in the afterlife, I think that will help you grow as a person so much. I like to drench people with water, just so it can stay wet enough. Because if you cut wet hair and then you cut dry hair, it probably won't give you the same cut. That's not good. So what I do, I just section. I like to start from the back to the front. That's what they emphasize in the DFS formula. Although I didn't fully use it, I still use some of it.
Yeah, that's good.
There?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My hair grows back pretty fast.
Yeah. I went up like 1/2 inch just to be on the safe side. I just come all the way across. And then from there, I just pull. And then there should be a guide right there. Same thing, just pull. There should be a guide there. Again, just pull, point, cut, pull, point, cut. I think the most important part is being able to keep the front a little longer, because that's what 70-80% of the time that's what you're looking at anyways. A full head on straight, so always gotta keep that a little longer so it doesn't look too crazy. Point, cut. Point, cut. And especially when you're starting off, you don't want to take too long on a haircut, because then you might be losing out on walk-ins, and that can be money. So that's another reason why I stopped using guards, to speed up the process. I haven't mastered it yet, but I feel like once I do, I could be doing haircuts in like 15 minutes. So the hair's, I guess you could say, dry enough. Make sure it's looking a little crazy, and that's when you just add the big boy, 245. A little bit back here, because most people my age like to keep that bulk in the back just a little messier. Mix it in the front. All right, check this out for me, bro.
That's perfect.
Good?
Yep.
Good. So just give him just a simple low taper on the sides, back. Texture the top for him. You know, we're located here in Headlines, Tampa Palms, if you ever want to swing by. My Instagram is Jan Cuts, Jancut, and then 3 Z's. That's my Instagram and my TikTok. If you ever want to swing by, my link is on there. And yeah, man, just for $25, I mean, look like $1 million, don't you think?
Damn it,